Well, I'm originally from Philadelphia and grew up playing jazz in the Philadelphia music scene, and then I came down here, went to But yeah, I got my start playing in kind of jazz and like prog rock. So that's kind of more or less my musical background in developing this sound.
Yeah, I was in jazz band in middle school and doing classical percussion as well, and got into like drum corps and some rudimental stuff in high school while doing drum set, and then studied at UM as well, studying jazz and, you know, trying to learn a lot of different styles, R&B, fusion, rock, hip hop. I'm a fan of a lot of different types of music, so I guess whatever I listen to I try to educate myself with.
Well, we were in college. We met in college, and we had a band. Basically, Aaron had put together a group, a band of like a bunch of college buddies with some other local Miami musicians called the Politics. And me and Aaron have been working together for, I don't even know, 12, 13 years now.
Yeah.
So we had been touring with other artists like Matt Schofield, Denai Suarez, and just like backing up other people and hip hop bands and just all types of stuff, playing jazz together locally in the city. And so we started doing these duo gigs just because it was cheaper to hire a duo, and started developing our own language around that, I think. And yeah, right.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we started out doing kind of, you know, inspired by stuff. There were other duos kind of starting out around the same time that we were listening to, like Billy Martin and maybe Medeski did a duo, or he was with someone else, and then Will Blades was doing some stuff, and Mark Juliana. But yeah, we kind of started doing it just out of necessity, and then we lived together too, and then we kind of evolved the sonics around like different technologies and different keyboards that were being added, different drum machines, stuff like that. So it was kind of started out more in maybe the soul jazz kind of idiom, and then it's progressed since there into being something more related to electronic music, hip hop music, live kind of experimental, whatever, looping, stuff like that. Well, we came up with that name because it represented the kind of duality of the project. It was like we thought it was like a cool way of representing the two of us, and because we've been playing together so long, we can really kind of like read each other and know where one person's going. So that was we thought was a cool name to represent that.
We did like sort of like our flagship record, I call it, called Light Years, which was released last, or maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
Maybe like right before last year, December of 2023, maybe.
Yeah.
But that took us a long time to make that record, and we put a lot of love. So that's kind of like our studio record. And then we just released a live record as well, a live and improvised, which is basically us just kind of making up tunes on the spot, which is kind of what we pride ourselves in as well in this group.
Yeah, we have live music. I mean, sorry, we have records out dating back though to like 2018. I don't even know, like a couple singles, and then we had an EP called Eudaimonia before the Light Years album. So if you go to our Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, whatever, you'll see we got a bunch of music there. Yeah. The songs that we did today were off of the Light Years album. One was called Indigo, kind of like a breakbeat jazz kind of thing. And then we also did a song called Spacewalker, which we wrote during I think pre-pandemic, maybe a long time ago.
Yeah.
And we kind of Yeah, maybe even before.
I think it was, yeah.
It's hard to remember, but
I think it was COVID, wasn't it?
Was it? Yeah. So we kind of brought that one back for this last record, put it on wax, and then today we played it, like a live version of it. Actually,
both of those tunes, now that I think of it, were recorded in the moment and made up on the spot, and we went back into the studio and transcribed what we played.
Yeah.
So literally those melodies and everything you hear is pretty much the exact same way we format or whatever, just the themes were improvised, because I remember Indigo was at like a local, like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like a pizza shop or something like that. Like we made that thing up and we saved that for the record because it was just in the air or something like that. And then the other one was, we were doing like a live improvised taping for COVID, I think. And then we came up with that.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, so that's kind of how we work. We'll usually record our improvisations while we're in front of a live audience, because the energy feedback loop is really nice there, and it gives us a boost. And then we will go and like put that into a studio record or something like that. So
we have a bunch of cool stuff coming up. We're going to be opening up for Mark Juliana. That's going to be announced in May at Cervantes in Denver.
Yeah.
And then we've got local stuff. We play Lagniappe, every 6 weeks or so. We play around town. You kind of follow us on our Instagram. And then we'll be at Zeze April 17 with a great band from Tampa called Katara. And then we're working on finishing a record at the same time. We got a double EP theoretically coming out, 9 songs, where we're going to stretch out over a couple, maybe a year's worth of releasing. So yeah, we got a bunch of cool stuff in the pipe. Check us out at _TWYN on Instagram.